My name is Brian Rothenberg. I'm the Executive Director of Progress Ohio. And I'm pinch hitting as your MC because Daryl Johnson from OFT is somewhere out there trying to... We'll have this job in 2 seconds.
Talking about him.
Yes. He will be up here in 2 seconds, and the Reverend is on his way down. But for reporters, just because of, bear with us, it's been an interesting couple days. We're grateful to have all of you in this big crowd here today. And for reporters, I just wanted to let you know the order of speakers since we don't have anything printed that we can hand out to you. We will have Dan Kirk, the president of Teamsters Local 284, who generously allowed us to use this facility. The Reverend Donald Washington from Mount Hermon Baptist Church, who is chair of the Baptist Pastors Conference here in Columbus, Ohio. Walt Workman, the executive secretary of the Central Ohio Labor Council, will be speaking. Sybil McNabb, the president of the Ohio Conference of the NAACP, and we're always grateful to see Sybil here. Eddie Parks, the president of the Ohio Civil Service Employees Association. Bishop Fred Marshall from Smyrna Baptist Church, chair of the Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance. Tim Berga, president of the Ohio AFL-CIO. Joe Richard, Ohio Association of Professional Firefighters. Chelsea Johnson, a college student. And the Reverend Jackson, and did I miss anybody? Nope, all right, yes. So all right. Here's Daryl Johnson.
Now if you're ready for some action, if you're ready for some noise, you gotta make it. All right. We gotta take one step, and then we gotta take the next step. And now's the time to take the step. Are you ready? Yeah! Are you ready? Yeah! You want to hear from the speakers? Come on down, speakers, let's go! This is your rally, let's welcome them! Whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, we see some difficult times. We got some trying times in front of us. But, you know, if we're united, we stand. Divided, we fall. Today we're here in the house of a private union, sector union, but we're here as public sector, private sector, clergy, college student, to talk about what's going to happen and how we're going to save the middle class.
That's right.
Our first speaker today will be Walt Workman.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, Walt.
Happy to be here this morning. I got up this morning feeling really good about the activities that happened yesterday down there.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Before we go too far, then I turned on the TV and the newspaper. I started reading the newspaper at the table. Bad mistake. I found in the article on the front page where a couple of our people down there supposedly supporting this bill didn't understand why Governor Strickland was there. Kind of upset me a little bit. I believe the governor was there because he believed in dignity and respect for the workers of Ohio. He was there to stand up for what he believed in. Not like the governor we have today.
That's right.
I go on
Corporate
continue to read the article. I found that some people said, well, you know, maybe there's a way that we can negotiate. Somebody else said, well, I'm here to slow the bill down. But you know, for the last few weeks, Central Ohio Labor Council and I have been contacting politicians, not to ask him to negotiate, not to ask him to slow down this bill. We was asking to kill the bill.
Kill the bill! Kill the bill! Kill the bill! Kill the bill!
This battle isn't about just union workers. This battle is about middle class workers.
That's right. That's right.
people that are in office today, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but the truth is, some of our people even voted for those people. Shame on them. I asked myself many times, how many of these people actually voted themselves out of a job? But that's okay. We're gonna stand up. We're gonna try to protect those people anyway, because they need our support and our help. The last thing I wanted to say is, last Friday I called the president of the Franklin County Commissioner, Marilyn Brown. I said, Marilyn, we got a problem, a big rally coming up Tuesday down at the State House. You're aware of it? He said, yes, I am. I said, it would be great for organized labor if you could see you, Paula Brooks, John O'Grady, coming through the Capitol down there, at least just talking to the workers down there. Got a pleasant surprise Monday when I come into the office. There was an email from Marilyn said that she was happy to be there. She wasn't sure about John, but she was still out of the country. And Paula and her had planned on being there. Got a call from John O'Grady the afternoon of Monday. He says, I'll be there. Got a better surprise Tuesday when I got back in the office last night and I seen the resolution that they hand-delivered to the You're talking about friends of labor, folks. These are friends of labor. We need to make sure people like us stay there and work for us. We need to make sure that this bill doesn't get out of the House.
Kill it!
What you need to do is call your representative, your senator, and tell them you're opposed to this and kill Senate Bill 5.
Yes.
Well, it still is morning. I want to welcome all of you here. And just like any good laborers, based on being a little bit out of order, I have the distinct pleasure really of welcoming you all here. So we're a little bit out of order, but that's what we do. We can be out of order.
That's right.
Because we know how to fix it.
Yes. All right.
And that's why we're here, so we can fix it. First of all, what I'd like to do is really bring you greetings from our General President, James Hopper, and the General Executive Board that want to make sure to reach out. That we mobilized in all the states that's being affected by this SB 5. We know what this SB 5, I really like to call SB something else aside. Okay, really, because that's what it is. But we're doing our due diligence because we recognize our mantra, an injury to one is an injury to all.
That's right.
So we can't simply put our heads in the sand and say that it's the SEIU's fight, that it's ASME's fight, it's the teachers' fights, it's the firefighters' fights. Right down, it's all of our fights, and this is the fight for America.
Right.
Well, you have a lot of speakers that will welcome you here. I would like to thank Don Kirk, the president of this local 284, and his executive board for opening up the doors for this fight. In addition to that, thank Tony Jones, a local 413, who's the president of the local, and his executive board as well. Really being a little bit out of order, we know our keynote speaker, based on I've always taken the fight for the right cause, is Reverend Jesse Jackson. But we also have a lot of elected officials. I'd like to welcome you here, community leaders, and all the workers, and all of you from the different labor walks of life in this great country, in the great state of Ohio, where we're positioned always very well. I think this is the blueprint of all the states in the country based on what goes on here. It impacts everybody else. So don't think second about what role we play in this fight. But in addition to that, quite naturally, thanking the clergy. I've always advocated that the work in the church and the work in labor is the work of God.
Yes, that's right.
Based on our connections of what we do, fighting the fight for the small in order to make a difference. But the reason we're here today is we're hoping that we can turn hope into reality. Hope that these guys, these Republican politicians, these governors that forgot where they went to school at on our dimes.
Right.
All right, to turn them back and maybe a light bulb come on in our head, and we hope that they get the message. But this is the blueprint in order for us to start the fight, kill the bill that's adverse to all of us and adverse to this country. It's not constitutional.
Yes.
Kill the bill!
Probably went over my timelines, but we're out of order just a little bit. But I just had to say that and welcome you all here. But my name is Albert Mixon. I'm the International Vice President that serves with General President Alpha. And we are on this fight. We're together. Let's do what we need to do. Thank you. Kill the bill!
Kill the bill!
Thank you, Brother Nix. We'll have Reverend Don Washington from the Mount Hermon Baptist Church come up with representing the Baptist Conference.
Again, my name is Pastor Donald Washington, pastor of the Mount Hermon Baptist Church and president for the last 6 years of the Columbus Baptist Pastors Conference and vicinity. First of all, I certainly want to thank all for coming today to show our support for one another. I have not always been a pastor all my life, but I was one of the ones that worked at the Ohio, Dayton, Malibu.
Oh my
Field
goodness.
Avenue. And it was the union that made sure that we had a safe environment.
Great.
It was the union that made sure that we had wonderful benefits.
Right.
And I don't know where they get the notion that it stops with this empirical governor. This is the state that he is supposed to look out for everyone.
Right.
Not for those that have these bailouts.
That's right.
Not for those that, well, I was watching when he was trying to have this private installment when he was being inaugurated.
Right.
And I was wondering the reason why he maybe wanted to have that. It's just a notion. Maybe he wanted to just kind of kowtow with all the Wall Street buddies.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just saying. And the notion that none of us would be invited to the table is ludicrous and tantamount to foolish.
That's right.
You cannot take the collective bargaining away from workers.
Right.
That's right.
In our churches, we have teachers, we have judges, we have police officers, we have firemen, and we are insulted by the notion that you cannot come to the table and bargain.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
I just want to let you know that we're in support. All of our pastors are in support of you, but we can't have this bill passed. We have to kill it.
Yeah.
Even if I have to go and be a David up against a Goliath.
All right.
Yeah.
Kill the bill! 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 Kill the bill!
There's something about killing the bill, and there's something about human rights.
That's right.
There's been a group and an organization that started in the last century talking about bringing whites and blacks together and talking about how we have equal justice in society. And to do that, we're going to have Sybil McNabb from the NAACP come and talk to us about that social justice movement. So welcome to joining us tonight.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Not just refreshing, but it challenges me
Yes.
when I come and look and see such a gathering together for one cause. Because what is happening with this Senate Bill 5 is not just a violation of working rights, which it is, And even though we stand against death penalties, we promoted for killing the bill. We promoted on that level. But the NAACP, the oldest and the strongest civil rights organization in this country, has taken a position. We just came back from our national board meeting. And what is going on here in Ohio is not just here in Ohio, it's going across this country. And you can't convince me that it's just an accident. No. And you can't convince me that what is going on in Wisconsin and Florida and Indiana and New Hampshire, which is the same thing that's going on here in Ohio. People, if we don't stop this bill across this country, we're going to go back at least 30 years in the progress that we've made. We won't go back. We refuse to go back. We'll stand and won't concede and stand until look at what is happening, not only in this country, but use the examples that you see happening across our world. You know, it's our time to come together and to take a stand, black, white, Jew, Greek, whoever you are. It's time for us to come together with a wonderful purpose, a wonderful cause, and to see that such an outright attack on the working and now the middle class, the working poor. We're in the process of becoming even a caste system, if you will. We are in a very, very serious position in this country. We do have the power to make some change. Let me say this, don't ever think that we're powerless. Because we're not without power. And we're not without strength. And the greatest, even though we have elected and we have people, we've got to hold them accountable.
Come on, Sybil. Come on, Sybil.
We've got to hold them accountable. And in doing so, the greater emphasis, and I'm impassioned about this, actually, we're in the process of now, not only did we pass a resolution, which I will be leaving with PD, where we are in 110% support of stopping this bill, of killing it. Just killing it. That we're going to leave here, and then we're also going to be meeting. We're in the process of finalizing, meeting with the governor. When we go into the governor's office, we're going to sit down at the table, and we're going to remind him of who we are and what we bring to the table. Black, white, Democrat, Republican, whoever, and to call for a level of responsible leadership that will allow the working class, the working poor, the middle class to continue their collective bargaining. I am the result of not only did I work for the state of Ohio under a union, but I also work for a federal union. And let me tell you this, if it was not for the union, most of us would not have any real security for after our retirement. We would not have it. The union has been the strongest force in this country of calling people together for any cause. I don't know whether you realize that or not. But if you look at that, the union, so the union, we're in a fight, we're at an impasse, we're not defeated, we're not hopeless, we're not helpless, and our goal with the full support of the NAACP is to kill the bill.